So Darius Overwhelm is a deck we've played a few times before. This is one of the aggressive decks I would recommend if you're looking to ladder up fairly quickly. I think this deck is reasonably competitive while also winning games, tends to win pretty fast. So Darius is one of our many Overwhelm units in this deck. So Overwhelm means you deal excess damage past the blockers to the enemy nexus. So Overwhelm synergizes notably very well with Decisive Maneuvers, kind of one of our blowout style cards in this deck. This stuns an enemy and then gives all of your allies +2 attack. Stunning an enemy notably removes it from combat, so it can no longer be attacking or blocking, which means when your opponent blocks one of your chunky Overwhelm units, you stun their blocker out of the way, make your Overwhelm unit and everything else bigger, and hit for a large amount of damage. So this basically guarantees one of your chunky Overwhelm units hits their nexus. In addition to Darius's Overwhelm, we have Iron Ballista, Crescent Guardian, and then we have Crowd Favorite as well, which is great to enable. To enable Crowd Favorite, we have a bunch of cheap things on our curve: Gift Giver, Precious Pet, Soldier, and then House Spider even to provide 2 different bodies here. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games with this one and see how it goes. Thank you for being quiet during the deck tech. You're a very good listener. Man, a lot of go hard in our anecdotal ladder size this morning. Definitely opening on the 3/3 here to start. Don't want to play my Precious Pet out into a potential deal 1.
Why do a best away? Why will always be a best away? What happened before a complete?
I'm supposed to just open attacks for 5 here. They didn't have a play last turn.
Daddy, what happened before?
Yeah, I'm gonna play the Draven.
He didn't fight the Sideboards that I got other places. What happened?
Then the boards look really nice next to each other, but they have the metal board and I have the Winter Present board.
Oh, yeah. What shape? Oh, what you want?
Well, so far my opponent's not going anywhere, much less going hard. They're still 2 turns off of Ruination, so I'm gonna drop this Crowd Favorite. I don't know what their hand is, but Crowd Favorite's ready to style on them, especially with these 2 rolled up in the back. We have not finished the Final Fantasy VII Remake yet, so I want to open attacks here, because if I don't open attacks, they could Twisted Fate gold card this. Worth noting, they do have Vengeance mana up this turn. I have not finished the Final Fantasy VII Remake yet. We're about 20 hours into it. I think I have about 5 or 6 more left. It's been really good. Hey, Jacob.
Bad guy.
You want to attack with this guy? Oh, don't worry. He's getting in there.
Hey, Daddy. I would quick back up.
I think we just let this happen and then we decimate, right? Just click OK. So you want to click this guy?
You're good, Daddy.
We are doing very well. They have 2 points left and we have 18.
Yeah, what?
It is a lot.
I'm a big old 2, right?
One of your finest decimates, please. Axe to the face. We won together. Good job. Victory. Oh, I should update the stream title. Yep. Thank you for the poke. Try to keep that up to date. If you wanna follow along on my Final Fantasy VII Remake playthrough, there's a playlist up on my YouTube channel too. If you've missed any of the bits. Great. Could be a Targon's Peak RNG Fiesta here. RNG. Yeah, I think we mulligan the Soldier. 1, 2, 3. It's just curve of entry. What could it be? The game is convinced we want Solari Soldier. Morning, G-2. Hey, Redbeard, thank you for the 14 months of Prime support. I really appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Well, can't stack into that one.
What that thing does I do mean something good?
Yeah, I think I'm into this trade, right?
Why you pick that thing up? What is that?
That was a good enactment of the sticker, Jake. I liked it. It's Draven time.
Ours is the one true light.
Whirling Death here has synergy with our overwhelm attackers, similar to others. We just click OK and let this happen. Collect our X. It did. Our guy for 3 hit their 20, and 20 minus 3 is 17.
17 it went like 10.
Confirmed. Peak Runeterra on the other side. What do you gotta tell me?
What's 17 if it takes away 10 equals?
17 take away 10?
Yeah.
That's 7. Speaking of 10. How do we feel about trying to level? How do you feel about trying to level Draven here? Is that too aggressive? I like that it pushes damage. Is it crazy to like ditch both of these, level the Draven? I'm kind of into it. It means the Decimate is lethal too.
Now we're cooking.
It's a little bit bad against freezes.
What's my name?
Draven. That's Draven. That was perfect, by the way. What is that card? It's Draven. We're gonna get revitalizing roared. Fingers crossed. All right, star shaping me, daddy. The card behind is his spinning axe. Oh no! Opponent RNG'd into ASOL on turn 6, and they have the star shaping. Oh no!
Alarm!
There we need an alarm, Jacob.
Alarm! Alarm!
Okay, calm down.
Alarm!
So Targon's Peak made my spinning axe cost 0, and for our opponent, it made Aurelian Soul and the Scourge cost 0. What an incredibly low variance experience.
Daddy?
All right, that'll do, pig. That'll do. Hold on. I need to. I'll be right back. I need to go write a Reddit post.
Sucks.
Have victory.
We got defeat. We did not have victory. We had defeat. We were defeated.
What about put the cards? J-Whipped. We don't provide a way.
Salt down here, Georgie. And when you're down here, you'll salt too.
Pancake hot dog.
We were crushed like a pancake hot dog. That is an accurate descriptor of what happened in that last game.
7 seconds.
I think we mulligan looking for curve here. No, one drop feels real bad. One more shot at it. Missed.
Good enough. I think that's good. I think that's good.
Right on time, one drop. Welcome to the party. I think I need to open attacks here, because if I play Draven and they have Avalanche plus Vile Piece, we get real sad real fast.
The party has arrived.
Yeah, we get to go pet into Guardian here, which is nice. Is pancake hot dog a staple in the Hoogland House? It is not.
Hot dog! Hot dog! Pancake breeze!
Wow, they're playing the box?
Oh,
That's brutal. Oh. Brutal means it hurt.
bad good for
Nah, I think the board music is great.
yeah. I want those we go you wait a bite and a poison pancake, yeah.
King of Trolls coming through.
I want to see Daddy.
Let's do this. They look angry.
I don't even know if this is a winning play for us, but it's what we've got.
Oh, be super Daddy. Promise? Promise?
I promise. If we win, we'll be good. We might not win, though. We might need to be a good loser this game.
Good.
It's okay to be a good loser, too. Yep. I guess if they don't have another... That's a great draw. If they don't have another sweeper here, we get to go 6 wide now. Open on Soldier, because this doesn't die to Avalanche. Still have Avalanche available. I think we just have to play Go Fish this game, unfortunately.
Hot dog! Hot dog, best pretty
And if they have Avalanche or another box, they're just gonna put us in a box.
Oh, we gonna be traveling together with like we would.
Okay, so no sweeper this turn. It's great.
Not very good. See, we're very lucky. If we do beautiful. Time wide, forever baseball. If it's the one avalanche.
Let's boogie.
Hey, Biggie!
Boogie.
We are both dead. 17 people earlier.
Let's talk about your dad.
Do you have a whale here? They have whale and box. That'll do, pig. What does that word mean?
So this is what losing feels like?
It means
Sucks.
we lost.
Listen, Draven. Draven clearly wasn't listening to Jacob's discussion about being a good loser.
Sometimes to be good with it.
See, your dad loses when he plays games sometimes too. It's okay.
Hey,
It's okay.
hug.
Yes, you can have a hug.
What will you do, Daddy? Bet is Daddy for you? Bet is?
Nope, Dad's gonna be playing for a little bit.
What time?
Bilgewater Braum. Nope, Dad is playing card games for another 2 hours at least.
2 hours.
I think we're full mulliganing here, looking for a 1, 2, 3 curve. I think I want to mulligan this 3 as well, looking for 1s and 2s. Jay John, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Good morning. Okay, and this isn't a 2, but this is like 1 drop into 1 drop into 3 drop, which is fine. Hey, perfect. There's a 2.
Bounty bowl knows me name.
This is our second deck of the morning, Milo. I'm going live about 9 a.m. these days now.
Hard to get rich. Let's get to it.
Super happy to take this trade, so that way they don't have this as a 2-2 to block my goat. Meh. They could have a different 2-2 here. Can we just offer this? Hopefully they don't have Elixir. Elixir could be a card that a Braum deck plays.
We do have been saying, we do have high.
Okay, so now I have to ask myself the question, do I want to Draven open attacks or do I want to Soldier Goat open attacks? I think I want to Soldier Goat. It pushes 2 more damage.
2 again. Great, Daddy. And we go too.
I don't want to deploy another unit this turn before I attack because they're a Braum deck, and if they deploy Braum, I'm not going to want to attack anymore. So getting my open attacks here is very valuable.
Really gonna be big.
Perfect.
What?
How about a game
We
of
got more points than and we got more.
you pay? I
We
got
got
to
more
spin it.
points and one is the wall.
That's pretty good.
Oh no! That guy had a shield.
He did. He's tough. He's got armor now.
Fire knows so.
No, he got. What? What? That gold is a whole jump really and Elmo. What? Elmo?
I think we're in trouble, chat fam.
Bye, baby. Baby.
Stand aside. I've got work to do.
Okay. Bye, baby. Go, please.
Pablo's been down.
Bye,
His knee out. Ah, I told your ancestors to protect.
Your ancestors to protect.
Devotion to battle.
We just open attacks here. The question is, do I want to gem anybody before we get in here?
Daddy,
I don't think the answer is yes.
what the red one?
Which one's the red one?
Help is on the way.
One, are you called? When?
Oh, the red number? That means my card is hurt if it has a red number.
What about yellow card? What about orange card? What about orange point, Daddy?
I don't see an orange point. Which one? This color around it? That means it has the shield.
Here is assistant.
See what mixture of troll chants they have here.
And it was what the golden one do.
So, do I want to kill Braum or do I want to kill Ember Maiden? Ember Maiden is like pretty good.
What kill Amber? Okay.
I think we want to kill Ember Maiden.
Yeah, that's a great idea because Billy wants.
We're in a kind of mediocre spot regardless, but taking Ember Maiden out of play seems pretty important.
But
If they have second, calm down. If they have second troll chant, we get pretty savaged here regardless. Yeah, can't beat that one.
The battle is lost.
I don't know. I have the whirling death in my hand, Druin. So like the Brahm's not really going to be killing my stuff next turn. Like they attack in and challenge something with the Brahm the following turn, and the whirling death just kills him. Hey, you're kind of big and you're hurting my leg. Can you go play with Declan for a little bit, or play on your Switch? I'm going to be working for a long time, bud. Many half hours in your understanding of time. I promise we'll play Mario Odyssey together after I'm done today, though, okay? Hey, Ghost Allison, thank you for the 10 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Garen Quinn. Probably a little bit bigger deck. I think with this draw, I want to deploy before we attack here. They could have the 3-2 with barrier, but we're still pushing the same amount of damage if they play that, or the 3-2 that gives it barrier. Just a Fleet Feather Tracker. Yeah, that's fine.
A little luck for those who need it.
We could play Mario Odyssey on stream later. That's true.
Like my profile?
We could play your profile. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. But Dad's doing card games for 2 more hours, bud. So if you want to do something else while we wait, that's fine. I can call you down when we're done, okay? Okay. For 4 whole half hours. It is a long time when you're 6. It is approximately 1 eternity. Oh, just leave the chair there, bud. You don't need to go. I thought I heard Karen Quinn. That's a horrid thought. She screams and sues you for killing her bird. All right. Do I want to open attacks here? What are my open attacks worth? They like block here. They take 5. They block here. They take 6. I could also gem. Yeah, I gem into Nightfall sounds appealing. I'm gonna gem the Fearsome here. They're not in Bilgewater notably, so like my opponent can't play the Scout that makes the second thing. There's no double trouble here, and Quinn doesn't happen until 5 mana. See how low this attack can get them? Maybe Decimate can jump up and get him next turn. Right, Bad Wheels? This has to be trading with something, right? Or jumping Draven. Sure. We got single combat here, too. Yeah, that's really good. So, this combat actually ended up worse for us than if we had just opened attacks. There's a good chance we should have just opened attacks there.
For king and country.
Look, everyone, Captain Dog.
Do I have to use this defensively this turn? I guess that's not strictly true. With this and this, we could kill this.
We do what is right.
Now we're cooking.
No cheers. You fall alone.
Now the question is, do I open on this? Probably not with that draw. I think we just say okay and plan to double decimate here. They could be playing Guiding Touch, but that doesn't save them from double decimate.
One banner, one destiny.
They're pretty unlikely to play Star Shaping. They could have like Lifesteal Unit into. They could have Lifesteal Unit into single combat is potentially scary. But we didn't kill anything, so Radiant Guardian was off the table there, which is good for us. Good chance this is lethal. Yeah, sweet.
Come on, Daddy. Play my call. My call. I write my call. My call.
I'm glad you're having fun, but please don't bounce it at my office. I don't want you to bounce into the shelf with all the games on it and knock it over. No, I would like you to bounce out there in the basement, please. This hand's great. 1, 2, 3, 4, curving right on out the door. 5, 6, 7, 8. Crowd favorite's gonna beat you up. I didn't rhyme that there.
There's one sprint for each crab I saw today.
Peekaboo.
Peekaboo. So, I don't want to trade this for anything that they have because I'm curving into crowd favorite here. So I'm just going to go ahead and open on attack since this is fearsome and they can't block it. Some kind of brew here for 4 champions from the opponent. Good luck, Duck Doolittle.
The party has arrived. This is gonna hurt.
Is there a trick that punishes this block? I kind of want to let them just have their Zed here. Again, I just want to keep all of my units in play so I can crowd favorite next turn. Yeah, our opponent might be a little inexperienced here. They are using this instead of the Shadow. Hey, Luna Light Live, thank you for the 16 months. Really appreciate that. With the support of folks like you, hopefully I can stay mainly Runeterra too. It's very frustrating. There's so much stuff you can't respond to in this game. Disagree. I think the balance of what you can and can't respond to in Runeterra is actually really good. I would argue that the amount of tedium that's involved in Magic's priority-based system, where players can respond to literally everything that it drags the game to a grinding halt quite frequently, is far more frustrating. But that's subjective, so feel free to disagree. But I definitely greatly prefer what Runeterra does. Runeterra feels like it allows me to respond to things in a meaningful way without having to drag the game to a screeching halt to do so. Okay, attack with everything here to push some damage. I'm not going to offer to let them trade this for these. Some of my card favor can be pretty big next turn. Yeah, that's also true. A big part of what makes combat tricks playable in this game is the fact that their burst speed is very meaningful difference. Like, the fact that blue-white control, I counter literally every spell you play and never do anything else can't exist in Runeterra is great. There are so many times in this game, if I had been allowed to make the rules completely different, I would have won, but I just wasn't allowed to make the rules completely different. You see how that sounds? That's what you're saying. You're upset you didn't win the game because you weren't allowed to make the rules something that they weren't. We mulligan this for 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and honestly, like, from my time spent playing Magic, decks that were able to play combat tricks competitively and constructed were always some of my favorite, and the fact that Runeterra just has a bunch of competitive playable combat tricks is one of the reasons why I fell in love with it. The back and forth that combat tricks work is great. Just start giving combat tricks split second. Actually, there are many things in Magic the Gathering that can respond to split second, such as change of state effects like unmorphing a creature, which can trigger something, or a triggered ability like something from Chalice of the Void.
Your Carador in Minecraft. How do you play Minecraft? You never played Minecraft before.
Daddy's not a fan of Minecraft. I'm glad you like Minecraft, though. Everybody likes different games, and that's okay.
Daddy, game and to play every game and they have only combat game, right? Right?
Yep.
So,
Alright, so even if they have, like, standalone here, we have this. So, pretty dead to what's it called? The +2/+2 here, but I don't think I can afford to not attack here, so we're just pushing in. I'm gonna elect to not attack with this. We'll ship these in, see what they do. When a control player in Magic, likely stay one in Runeterra, it's awesome how much we're... Yeah, I agree. The big difference between Magic and Runeterra control is that control decks in Runeterra tend to play to the board more, which again I think is a good thing, because it means that kind of wrong health problem that you frequently experience in Magic doesn't happen in Runeterra nearly as much. It does happen occasionally, but not. It's the exception more so than the rule. So we're going to attack in with this and eat one of my things. We're just going to continue trying to go wide here. It's going well, J-Wall. Life is swell. Who are we hooking?
Try me.
Oh, we're hooking the baby. That's fine.
Oh God.
Hooking Draven. Got it. Draven Ezreal is kind of the de facto go-to mid-range deck in this game, and Feel the Rush SI Freljord would be the go-to control deck. My #1 recommendation to people that want to get better at playing Expeditions in Runeterra is mind your curve. Having a good curve is very important. So the question here is, I have to ask myself for next turn, is do I think I'm going to get 2 more combat steps? Do I think I'm going to get 2 more, or do I want to try and push? Yeah, go hard. Go hard's a good mid-range deck as well.
Danger noodle.
So, the crowd favorite draw here feels like it incentivizes me to wait a turn to try and push in lethal. Yeah, I don't know. If I get bastioned off of my decisive maneuvers there, I probably lose the game.
What's doing over there?
I never hold back. Try me.
Yeah, and this is fine, right? I just say okay, and then we go spider into crowd favorite.
I have no equal.
Now, all of Runeterra's competitive events have been best of 3 pick bans so far, all constructed. Hoping to dodge silence here. Silence negates our crowd favorite really well.
Doggo, doggo, doggo.
Doggo, doggo, doggo. In ranked, is there sideboarding? No. Runeterra is a pretty well-designed game that largely doesn't need sideboards. Runeterra's ranked as best of 1, because Runeterra doesn't have an incredible number of non-games like Magic does. So, Magic needs best of 3 for its rank, because in a majority of Magic games, close to half of them, honestly, one player just doesn't get to play. There's been some community-run tournaments that have experimented with sideboarding for a tournament setting, but usually all of the official Runeterra tournaments have used a multi-deck format. A sideboard is like a side deck. Basically, you make changes to your deck in between games. And there's the proactive Bastion. So So, there's no reason not to spend some gems here, right? I'm not doing anything else with them. This is the make or break turn. Jacob, I love you. I will call you into my office when I'm ready to play Mario together. Until then, I need you to get out of my office. No, I need you to go out of my office. Please close the door behind you. Thank you.
Come on, chase me.
He's very, very rowdy this morning. I don't think they have enough resources to kill me this turn with the Fiora. Yeah, a lot of the sideboard cards in Magic have god-awful designs. They're designs that are like, oh, you just don't get to play. Alright, so hopefully this maneuvers is lethal.
I have no time for fools.
They have a single combat here.
Times of crisis and aspect descends to herald the
Are they dead? They're dead through single combat though, right? Maneuvers plus axes kill them here. Yeah, they're going to 5. So this maneuver is +4, and then this axe is +1. Looks like 0 to me. Yeah, it is an issue with card design. I agree that is a design issue, not a sideboard issue. Oh wait, no! Fuck! Fuck! No! Oh my god, I punted! No, because she wins it. God damn it! Fuck! I was talking to chat. Damn it! And I didn't think about it. Alright, so if I would have... So that was a guaranteed win. Our deck won that game. I did not because I fucked up. If I would have also axed the spider on the Fiora, it would have traded for the Fiora, and then they wouldn't have won the game. Got it. In my defense there, okay, Jacob, I love you. I need you to go out of my room. No? Declan, go upstairs. Also been half distracted through all those games. And again, that's why when we talk about what's our record with a given deck like, just looking at the record usually isn't a meaningful measurement. I don't really feel like playing against Anivia control. Our hand's bad. Our deck's miserable. So, let's, in the words of the greatest poet of our generation, let's shake it off and move along to the next one. Mr. Shaman, thanks for the follow. I appreciate that. I really don't understand. I think as someone who just conceded to the Anivia control deck, the fact that people in Runeterra, like, the people that have a problem with Feel the Rush, when, like, the harrowing Anivia decks exist, like, they're very, very, very similar, and they arguably cost cheaper mana, and they drag things out more. Like, Feel the Rush is a 12 mana card, and games have to end at some point. Mulliganing, looking for curve here, not finding it to start. Really want to draw another 1 or a 2 drop here in our first 2 draws. I agree that Go Hard is overtuned and should cost more mana. Feel the Rush is more than fine. Mr. Shaman and Kodamati, thanks for the follows. Pengu Power, thank you for the 57 months. That is an absurd amount of time. Yeah, there's also plenty of counterplay to Feel the Rush if you're playing the right cards that have the ability to do that.
These jewels are more than mere trinkets.
Things like Hush and Ruination and Sweepers and stuff like that.
These gems grant awareness.
All right, 2 mana 2/2. Let's do it. Maybe I'm not supposed to offer this trade because of crowd favorite in hand. Yeah, I agree, Blender Model. The amount of counterplay Feel the Rush offers is way higher than the Anivia Harrowing deck does. It's one of my less favorite decks to play against. One I frequently ban and pick ban.
Be brave. I'm one of the good guys, but not that good.
We have, and that card's just not playable, Juicy John. It needs a rework or a cost reduction or something. It's really bad.
I gotta show you the sights of Bilgewater. The sights are fine. The smells, on the other hand.
Here we go.
How do you feel about leveling Draven here?
You hoping they'll die of boredom? Time for the moneymakers.
Hey, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Dusty McRusty. I actually put that deck back in the queue. We're gonna get back to it again later. I agree, it seems real sweet.
Come out and play. And I thought I was already perfect.
Now the question is, do they attack with this? I think I just take the hit for...
Head.
Yeah, they are attacking. I think we trade these.
This is gonna hurt for you.
And get 2 more axes and swap these out.
Mwah.
I mean, if there are certain truths in life, there are a few certain things in life other than death, taxes, and card game players saying cards that they've literally never played a game with are bad. All those things are assuredly true.
Yeah, yeah. None shall oppose me.
You got a sharp sight here. Even if they do, I have another couple more Dariuses rolled up here. Misfortune is leveling next turn is a concern. JK, she's leveling this turn.
Time to get rowdy. Scurry, weakling.
No mercy for heretics.
Love ya.
And then her leveling means I literally just don't have blockers now. You lured me into Runeterra, and your punishment shall be Bezo Box. I'll accept it, little Siggy. Thanks for the 2 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Chris, thank you for the 2 entire years. Good morning and welcome back. I'm doing alright, Crit. Winning some games, losing some games, taking some games and throwing them in the garbage can that we could have won. You know, normal day playing cards. Mono red burn? Yeah, there's a PNZ Noxious burn deck. Swims played a bit of it on stream. It's very reasonable. That was the perfect curve filler there. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're playing Lee Sin Zoe. Hopefully, our draw as set up will be able to get under them here. The Girl Scouts deck is an incredibly high variance deck, Lampton. The difference between the Girl Scouts deck when it has Misfortune and she lives, and when it doesn't have Misfortune is night and day. The deck's like an 11 with Misfortune out, and it's like a 3 or 4 without her. It's a deck with big swings. Man, this curve filled out really good. We get to play this on their 4 and then this on our 5. Pale Cascade's a little sad here, but I have this after, so I think I attack in to try and push some damage here. So they can Cascade and trade with one of these if they want. Yeah, the way how simultaneous turns play out is very, very elegant in Runeterra. Huh, so this would only be a 5/4 at this point. So would I rather this into this next turn then? I think so.
It's Draven time. Whee! No. Got an axe with your name on it.
This block here means we get to have another axe for combat next turn. We do have to worry about Zoe generating a silence here for crowd favorite, but that is what it is.
I stand for Noxus. I gotta work with this joker.
Hey, it's good to have you here, Skip Dash. I have a short how to play video here up on my highlights channel that kind of talks through the best way to learn the basics, in my opinion, as well as how to start and grow a collection. If you're into that sort of thing.
Let's boogie.
You just go ahead and attack here, right? I'm okay with trading off some of these, because I want to play another crowd favorite next turn anyways. And if they want to block with Zoe, I have access to make that block not good. So they take 5 here on this combat, that's fine for me. Like, it trades off one thing and then I have another thing to play to the board.
You cannot win.
So they can deploy Lee Sin next turn, but they can't deploy Lee Sin and give him overwhelming combo kill us. So I think we should be in a pretty good spot to have lethal rolled up next turn for us. We'll play this out as another 7/6, and then we've got a bunch of tricks and pump spells for next turn. hoping to fade Equinox here, because Equinox would silence this, wiping the bonus off of it.
Portal me something cool. Chase me!
I stand for Noxus! I gotta work with this joker?
Ship time!
Yeah, this is a free attack, obviously. And then because of things like Hush next turn, I'm going to want to spread out my damage as much as possible, so it doesn't just get wiped out. Zoe hitting us here could also super cool star chart plus hit an Equinox still this turn. So there is a chance we get silence out of one of these yet. Definitely just going to bank this extra mana over. See what we draw. Decisive Maneuver is probably the best draw in our deck. I'd be pretty surprised if we don't see star chart happen here. Looking for the Equinox. They're about 50% to find it on the Invoke 3 or less. They missed the first time. Decimate is also a fine draw. Yeah, any amount of reach. So, because I missed here, is it right to develop? What if I go, like, this into this and overwrite these? I think I'm kind of into that. It's not any worse against Concussive Palm. It's better against Hush. They could develop a Lee Sin, but then if they have a Lee Sin, they don't have as many other tricks available to them. I think I actually want to develop here. Without any other big plays for my mana. This will be a 4-3 and this will be a 5-3. Trouble Bubble is one I wasn't thinking about. They could roll Crescent Strike, that's true. Yeah, maybe I should have just opened, stuck to the plan. So I have +1, +2 is 3, +2 more is 5. 5 points in hand. I guess this also lets them find Equinox with the what's it called? Wow, that seems good for me. Look at this Pale Cascade's lethal here. And again, just want to spread out the damage we're dealing a little bit here.
Time for the money makers.
Yep, just did. Pale Cascade's not enough because we have another axe.
What do you wait? Oh, me. And maybe those other guys.
Maybe those other guys. The crowd favorites helped, Draven. Pale Cascade is broken. Here's a lukewarm take for card game players. Cards can be playable without being broken. I get that Pale Cascade is playable and fine, generates less clicks and less salt and rage, but those are the words you're looking for.
Let's get to it.
It's possible this deck wants an 8th 1-drop.
No prey, no pay.
Feels pretty important to have a 1-drop in your opener. The cards I lose against are broken. There's a, yep. Honest card game player takes. Our scout opponents here are nothing but professionals so far today, as we have our second scout's opponent have their misfortune into their scout immediately. This is what you have to do if you play the scouts deck. Have to have misfortune on 3, have to have a scout to follow it up. Double scout to follow it up. Yep. Well, shit. Sure we're gonna be able to recover from that. Nah, some of the scouts decks use Quinn.
Time to get rich.
Yeah, I'm not sure we're gonna really be able to recover from this. If we draw a decent 2-drop next turn and get to go like 2-drop into Crescent Guardian, maybe. Depends on, I guess it depends on how strong the rest of their stuff is. If they have another scout to level Misfortune next turn, that's probably the end of it. Yeah, drawing Decimate there is probably the death knell. I think it might be right to trim one of these. Honestly.
Every week is
Alright, yeah, they just have the second scout as well. I assume one of their 3 remaining cards is also Rally, so that's just how that works.
Feels like sucks.
I think I'm gonna cut. Maybe it's the Whirling Death actually. I think I like Decimate more than Whirling Death. What drops look like? For the person I just banned that wanted me to continue playing the game that I was close to 0% to win, if you're interested in a try-hard Runeterra stream that's going to grind out every last percentage point while largely wasting their own and the audience's time, this is not a good channel for you, so I'm going to go ahead and help you move along. Pro tip, games should be fun, and if you're not having fun, you should do something else. Yeah, honestly, yeah, that's probably what we're looking for here, huh? Let's try a couple of Draven's Biggest Fan at the bottom end of the curve. This technically curve fills too, because like it starts us on 1 and then it also guarantees us a 3-on-3. That seems fine. Twin Frith, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. It was gonna take my opponent a few game actions to kill us that game, but we were definitely going to lose. I'm mulligan all of these, looking for a 2-drop to follow this up. Perfect. Swole Timo. Timo's great. Welcome to the channel.
Nothing like the stink of blood and sweat.
Ours is the one true light.
People say stuff like that because they think it's their God-given right to spew in any place on the internet that they can type text into.
Poor thing.
And Twitch in general definitely has a culture of there's no accountability or repercussions for your actions.
No prey.
Misfortune on 3, professional scouts opponent.
Raise your weapons.
I was going to try hard into Master Season. What deck would I play? God damn it. Never not, chat. Probably the Frel Alliance deck would be my recommendation. It's not only the third Scouts deck in a row, it's the third Misfortune on 3 in a row. The third Misfortune on 3 into immediate Scout unit start leveling. I tried being luckier. That's a strong recommendation. I'm gonna go ahead and play House Spider here. Am I gonna play House Spider? House Spider gives them free eats with this. The upside to playing House Spider is if I draw a crowd favorite, I can drop it very large next turn. I really don't want to give them a free attack with this, though. Dropping anything that has 1 toughness against this is really, really not good. Them's the beats. Just how it goes sometimes. I mean, to be fair, in the Scouts deck, Misfortune is much better than Plaza. Dig for a 2-drop here. Swing and a miss. Get 2 more draws at it. I think our deck is telling us to be done with it, to move on to the next one. It's really not been a good morning for this archetype.
Enter, traveler, and stop staring. Celestial power.
This is pretty impossible to race. It's not bad. Let's just play this down. And we could go crowd favorite into maneuvers. Maybe gets us there. So next turn, I'm gonna have 5 mana. So I can play Crowd Favorite and bank a spell mana. Then the following turn, I'll have 6 plus 3, so I can Crowd Favorite into maneuvers. So the plan here is to try and kill them on 6. We might be able to just 20 them on 6 with double Favorite Decisive Maneuvers.
spirit, not my fists.
I stand for Noxus!
Zoe getting a connection in here is scary because her star chart could be Crescent Strike or Equinox, which are both very good against us. They're pretty likely to get one of those two, so I'd love to see them just like play a unit out here. It is a very large butterfly. And there's the Equinox.
What is gained when you return malevolence?
The people are my strength!
So this is 12, 16. Good chance Concussive Palm or Deny just rolled up into their hand there.
Spirit gives to those
No Concussive Palm, no Deny. We might kill them with this, We might kill them with this. They don't have Bastion available either.
your lesson begins.
Like, this turn did not go great for us, and we still did 18, so like, you know. It's a shame they didn't block an Overwhelm unit with this. I don't think they can kill us next turn. They have plus this is 6, 7, 8. I guess we could die this turn. Non-zero chance we die this turn. Either way, they are gaining a bunch of life back. Why did it matter if they blocked an Overwhelm unit with Butterfly? Because I stunned their Butterfly.
That's what you have?
For folks that are new to the chat, by the way, instead of saying missed lethal question mark, tell me how I missed lethal. That's what you should do. Yeah, and then damage goes through. Yeah.
I stand for Noxus!
Hey, Draco, thanks for the quarter review. I really appreciate that. Thanks for the prime. And remember, you can always catch stuff on the YouTube channels when if you miss it live.
What is gained when you return malevolence?
Glory!
Pretty sure we're just supposed to open attacks here. We got there? I'd be surprised if we killed them this turn. These both have lifesteal. I want to put these last. The order of these doesn't really matter. I want to explicitly put these last, though, so that way they can't put their lifesteals in front of these before they take damage. Because remember, combat resolves left to right, so the important part is that my Overwhelm stuff is just first. Yep, and that was from the Spell Thief earlier, so that'll do big. I'm gonna be done with this one for the day. But God, for the same reason, Previous. think I'm gonna take this one down off my website. It's felt kind of mediocre the last 2 times that we've played it, and I think its card quality just gets, like, what it's doing just kind of gets outclassed by the Freljord based Overwhelm decks, which I also recently added up there. So I think if you're looking for an aggro deck to ladder with, this Frel Allegiance one that's leaning on Outriders here is probably a better thing to be doing overall. Battle Fury, I think, is better than Decisive Maneuver in a lot of ways, not only because it's burst, but also because it's just better when your board's not wide. The dynamic, something that, to highlight why some of this feels awkward, this has always been the case, but Crowd Favorite's actually a card that makes aggro decks feel awkward in a lot of key situations, because you kind of have to choose whether or not you're pressuring early and potentially trading off, or preserving your board to make your Crowd Favorite better. And regardless of which of those 2 choices you make, your board ends up being less aggressive overall. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and give this one the old delete. Hush is toxic. I really disagree with that. That's really, like, so what's the best way to put it? It's so weird to me that players complain that a card like Hush is toxic, but they'll also complain when things aren't interactive. And basically, I think what it comes down to is, like what someone said earlier, is that the cards that beat me are toxic or too strong or whatever, as opposed to, like, separating out and thinking about how the format works. I think a card like, to give actually a really pointed example, when I first started playing Runeterra, there was a lot of endless bitching about elusive units in general. And part of the reason why elusives have been toned down a scotch to a part where they're less obnoxious than they once were is because of cards like Hush and like Sharpsight that offer more counterplay. Cards like Hush being reasonable answers allow them to push other things like Battle Fury and other big effects like that, because there can still be counterplay to them because of things like Hush. Yeah, I think the place where Hush is, I think the original draft of Hush, where it cost 3 and made more 3-mana copies of itself, I think that was a little obnoxious. But I actually think both of the subsequent designs, both the one where it went 3, 4, 5, as well as the 2-mana version that we have now, I think both of those iterations are, like, more than fine. If you think about it, Hush in and of itself is a 1 for 0, right? Like, Hush in and of itself is a temporary solution to a permanent problem, and it's only really good when paired in conjunction with other cards that also let you be interactive, whether it's blocking or hushing something with protection and then killing it with another piece of removal. In a lot of ways, Hush is card disadvantage, but it's just good utility that you pair with other cards that let you be interactive. So, all right, don't go anywhere just yet. We're gonna go ahead